Salespeople are not to blame. They've probably been misled by their CEO and sales managers into thinking that sales is all about taking orders, which would be the right answer to the question if it weren't so wrong. Rex Ryan, coach of the NFL's New York Jets, is considered a leading innovator in the development of defensive formations and schemes to contain the high-octane offenses that dominate in the league. When asked about his players' success in responding in real time to the numerous variables that offenses throw at them on each play, he said, "It's all about concepts. If you teach the concepts well, the players will understand it. Once they know the concepts, then it is easy for them to execute." If you're going to invest your time in taking steps to become a superior salesperson, then it's essential that you first develop a clear and unambiguous understanding of the concepts of what it means to sell. After all, how can you improve your sales skills if you don't know what the goal should be? How can you improve your aim if you can't clearly see the target? Selling is a process. It's frequently compared to a manufacturing process, in which a prescribed sequence of steps must be executed to obtain the desired end product, an order. But is selling really a process that can be compared to a production line in a factory? Not really. The problem is that a focus on the sales process is nearly always on the output of that process and not on the quality of its inputs. So, yes, selling definitely is a process. But instead of thinking about it as an industrial mechanical process, it's more useful for you to think of it as a recipe. Every recipe has two parts, the ingredients and the preparation. As any chef will tell you, the success of an entree or pastry begins and ends with the quality of the ingredients. Neither the chef's preparations nor the finely honed cooking skills that comprise their process can compensate for poor ingredients. The same holds true for missing ingredients. If I tried to make chocolate chip cookies without the chocolate chips, I would just have cookies. Let's consider your recipe for selling. Instead of thinking of ingredients and preparation, think about concepts and process. You can have what you feel is a robust sales process, but if you don't incorporate the right sales concepts into your selling, then your chances of success are diminished. Like the chocolate chip cookies without the chocolate chips, your selling will lack the ingredients necessary to move your customers to buy from you. What are the required ingredients of a sales process? Imagine that this entire book is a recipe for your favorite energy drink. In this case, it's specifically a sales energy drink. In the first two parts of this book, I'll give you the ingredients for making your own sales energy drink, the sales concepts that will energize, amplify, and maximize your personal sales productivity. The remaining parts of the book are focused on how you will blend these new sales ingredients into a responsive, trusted, and accelerated selling process that produces consistently great results. Productivity consultant David Allen is the master of getting things done. In fact, his best-selling book, Getting Things Done, is about time management. However, many of the lessons he teaches in his book apply to selling as well. The most relevant lesson for salespeople involves how to break down a bigger task, that is, getting an order, into the logical sequence of events required to help the customer make a purchase decision. Allen talks about needing to know at each step of your process the very next physical action required to move the situation forward. In selling terms, this means knowing at each step of your sales process the very next physical action required to move the customer one step closer to making a purchase decision. This is where salespeople often trip up. The problem is that you really don't know the very next physical action required to move the situation forward. Oh, sure, you'll say to yourself that you need to send a follow-up email to the customer. But why are you sending that email? What information are you going to provide that will move the customer's buying cycle forward? What's the next physical action?